think about human behavior. You know tons of animal behavior and some of the quirks that these guys all have. You know, you learn to love them for who they are. But isn't it funny how human behavior, there's also so many quirks that we all have. You know, things about us that our partners may not love, but they have to learn to accept. We never had a problem with our kittens bringing things to show us until now. Fireball, I love you. But that is one thing that we're not going to have. Fireball has gone out into the yard this morning and got herself a little snake. But I want you to think about something for a minute, and then I'll give you an example with me and Jamie. Now, I'm not saying it's a one-sided thing, because trust me, women have their quirks too. And any man that watches this page, you know there's some things about your partner that you may not like, but you know, you wouldn't trade her for nothing. You wouldn't trade her for anything. So I'm about to walk out and feed the bigs, but I'm going to try something today. And friends, I am in no way trying to promote this product, because in fact, we've never used it. However, we're going to try it this year because we've been told by a few people how this stuff could help with our fly issues. So we have a salt block that is actually a way for the animals to help control the flies. And then this is enough for 7 cows for 3 months. And then you also have this stuff here you mix with your feed. The little diagram shows how it goes from the feed into your cow. It goes through their digestive system. It comes out in their feces, and then the little thing over here shows that flies can't eat it. And so obviously you know that the flies come because of things like this. So, and also this is kind of neat, 0 animal handling stress. So we're going to try some of this. I'm going to read and find out exactly how much to add to my buckets of feed, because even though it's early spring and we do not have a fly issue yet, we know that come a month or 2 from now, it's going to start getting bad. And so we're going to try to address that problem before we have it this year. We've already done several things. We've already been moving our cows out back to feed. That means less poop and stuff around the barn areas. We're also keeping our feeds in containers for the most part. That means the whatever flies come around will not have a way to eat. I think that we're going to have to continue working on getting our ducks and chickens further away from the barn. But Jamie's rolling her eyes over here at that. But we're going to try to figure out different things we can do to help simplify and make our lives a little bit easier, make their lives a whole lot easier. All right, so what you have to do is mix in 1 ounce with each 5-gallon bucket of food. Now, obviously, I poured it right on top, and that's not mixed in. So what I'm going to do is take this 3rd bucket and do a little joot, 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 the way a bartender might do a drink he's mixing up, and get it all mixed in nice.
These are our drink mixers, aka food mixers.
I'm looking here at Moo eating, and you can see tiny particles of that salt spread out through the feed. That's a pretty neat thing. You just want to make sure that all of them are getting some. So yeah, so you can see the salt particles here. See that? Hey, sweet girl. Good morning, love. I'm still looking for any signs of her developing a bag or getting that little baby poochy tummy, and she's not. This one over here, though, wow. Have y'all ever thought about how animals have unique behaviors. Hey, look, her nipples are her nipples are full now. Her nipples are tight. If you noticed a couple of days ago, I talked about how even though her bag was filling up, her nipples were still kind of saggy and loose. Her nipples are getting a little bit fuller, and that's a good sign for us. That means we're getting a lot closer. And then I feel especially bad for women, because men just, I think by nature, are not real quick to change their habits, bad habits especially. And as detrimental as a bad habit can be to a relationship, a lot of men, they just have a hard time changing or altering their habits. And then you have to admire women who are able to find a way to somehow conform and adjust their lives to their man's bad habits. Their men's bad habits, or any habit, any quirk. I just call it a quirk because when you say bad habit, you give it a negative connotation. But I want you to think about something for a minute, and then I'll give you an example with me and Jamie. Now, I'm not saying it's a one-sided thing, because trust me, women have their quirks too. And any man that watches this page, there's some things about your partner that you may not like, but you wouldn't trade her for nothing. You wouldn't trade her for anything. I know y'all are all wondering, where's the other animals? So, of course, Tex is not out here. You know that. But you're saying, where's Voodoo? Where's Dixie? Where's Imogene? Where's Beverly? Lester, where's Beverly? So, all right, let's talk about quirks. I come out this morning to feed up Jamie. Jamie's going to help. I'm like, I got it, babe. And she goes, no, I'll help you. And that's sweet. That's really sweet. But she brings Dixie inside the stall. And of course, when you bring one horse inside the stall, animal behavior is going to tell Voodoo and Bucky's and the donkeys that, oh, we get stall time today. We're getting stall time. But Jamie had no intention of bringing those guys inside the stall. She just wanted to do have a special morning with Dixie. And I says, babe, if you have Dixie in this stall, they're not going to follow me to the back talking about the other donkeys and horses. And she goes, they will. So I got the buckets of feed and I put them on the side by side and I begin to drive down and I holler, and here comes all the cows. And I could see that Bucky's was kind of like confused, and Voodoo was not moving. Voodoo's sitting there like a statue. He's not moving. He's at that gate. He's ready to go inside, go to his stall, and get a good stall work over, which is brushing and all that fun stuff, which we do, just not on a busy work day. And sure enough, I come on down and I sit here and talk to y'all for 15, 20 minutes. And guess what? There's still no Voodoo. There's still no Imogene. There's still no Beverly, which means they're going to be stuck in the front pasture all day with Tex. They did not get the salt block. They did not get the mineral stuff that I mixed in with the feed. And I'm going to go back to the house now, and Dixie's going to be all nice and groomed and prettied up. Jamie put her makeup on. And I'm not going to be mad. I'm just going to... Okay, now I know what you're going to do. Start defending Jamie, and that's fine, because I can handle it. But the point of the video was quirks. Just quirks. Strange animal behaviors, including us in that animal category. Just crazy quirks. Flies are not bad at all right now. This is good. You see an occasional fly here or there. We don't have any fires going. There's no flies at all on Gracie. But you want to attack them early. Hopefully that salt block and then the salt, whatever we put into their feed. They're all eating it, right? They're eating it just fine. No one seems to be not liking the taste of it. And so let's hope it'll work and do the trick. All right, well, I've got a pretty long video here that really says a bunch of nothing, which is a typical Lester video. Well, I got a busy day ahead of me. Maggie, how about a trip to Longhorn Lester's? You want to work with Daddy? And that's where we got to go. Moo, we're not going to have you digging in my side-by-side. Move it, you big galoot. Y'all be good today. I love you. Y'all want to see something funny? Do y'all want to see something funny? I'm going to flip my camera around. 20 minutes later, look who has finally realized that they're not getting any stall time today. They're not getting any primping. Is that the word? They're not going to be primped and pretty today. And now they're coming back to the back to try to get some breakfast, a snack. And I can promise you one thing, there's not a bite left. Those guys have already finished every bite. Come on. So that whole thing with Dixie just cost these ladies breakfast and a little social time. And they also leave out of the barn area feeling dejected. And that hurts me. That hurts my heart. Can I show y'all some kind of love over here? Come on, follow Daddy, let's go. I'm gonna let them out back. But I feel bad for them because they didn't get any love. They thought they were gonna get some brushing and some love. And I get it, Jamie loves Dixie. Dixie is Jamie's horse. Jamie was gifted Dixie by my Uncle Raleigh. And Jamie likes to treat Dixie. You know, she's the only girl out here as far as our horses go. The other ones are geldings, males. And Jamie likes to pamper Dixie. And these are sweet little girls too, and they don't get much pampering. And they stood up, they stayed in the front thinking that Mom was gonna go by and do that to everybody, and she didn't. Don't be mad at Jamie. There's nothing to be mad about here. It's just that they're not gonna get a good breakfast, and they're not gonna get the mix that everybody else had. I hope they'll at least come out and have a nice day hanging out with their friends though. Hold on, hey baby, come here. Beverly, baby, stop for a minute. Yo, look at dirty. Look at my dirty girl, Beverly. Mama didn't brush you, baby. Mama didn't brush you at all, did she? Santiana, be a lady.